What up? So Wednesday, big half day for me at work. So excuse my face, but I'm excited. Half day vibes in the school. Sitting in my office, you know what I'm saying? And I know about 2 weeks ago I came with updates on self improvement journey. I got a couple of things I'm embarking upon. Real adulting, and just talking about the things I decided to vlog, the things that I noticed and that happens on this journey. Again, if you watch the first one, self improvement vlog number 1 or whatever, somewhere down on that list. I know I mentioned stuff like just pay attention to what happens around you, being comfortable with sacrificing and losing out on some things and some events and some people and all that. And everybody not fully understanding your journey and, kind of that separation, you know, thing that you go through when you are really focused and in tune with what you're trying to do. So I made that one about 2 weeks ago. So I say in the last 2 weeks, definitely made more progress toward the things that I'm going for. I did step out and have a little fun earlier this week. You know, watch a football game a couple times last week. It's not saying you can't have no fun while you're still on your self improvement journey. You just being more diligent about how you approach it and what's necessary and what's not. So now I ain't go tear it up with the old lady and spend $300, $400, $500 in a weekend on drinks and food, anything like that. So just being more mindful of how I'm enjoying myself and keeping it in the front of my mind that even though I'm enjoying this moment, I'm being present in this moment, I still have a goal. I still have goals that I'm trying to get to. So I can't just go gusto tonight, be full on rage mode, full on partying out. Some people decompress like that. I know a few. They go out, I'm not really drinking that much, and they go ham 2, 3 times a week, all why improvement. And I'm still new to like this real stern self improvement. Really holding myself accountable to being more diligent with my funds, allocating them properly, following a order of operations per se, math term. But yeah, I guess in the last 2 weeks, you know, I think if you're not working towards something every day, even the smallest of aspects to your goal, maybe it's just paperwork, maybe it's just looking some information up, reading something, reviewing something, calling and asking a couple questions. So as the football season, gets to an end or starting to end as far as high school and little league. Anybody who knows me knows I usually jump on my part-time wave somewhere around there or already. So I got things like that brewing, other things going on behind the scenes. But I think one of the more deeper introspective lessons that I've been learning and things that I've been noticing is, it's a statement everybody know, well, most people know it's kind of cliche, but it applies. I think when you're really on your self improvement journey and you begin to isolate a little bit and remove yourself from things and places and people that you were around prior to you trying to improve yourself, you really get to see the whole board, so to speak, or see the larger scope of the things and the places and the people that you were involved with prior to you isolating to do your own thing. And I would just say what I've noticed personally is just, you know, watch for the change. Watch for the changes. And what I mean by watch for the changes is, you know, it's the saying that the only thing constant in life is change. The only thing guaranteed is change and death and taxes and all that, whatever the cliche statement is. But when you on your journey, right? When you're on your journey, when you finding your purpose, or you setting out to really conquer your goals and establish yourself. You gotta watch the changes. Watch for the changes. Watch for the changes that happen in your environment. Watch for the changes that happen within yourself.
Level two,
Mm,
room 247,
that's my
level two.
radio. That's my radio. But you watch for the changes within yourself. I know from the last, month to 6 weeks, me really removing myself from things to focus more on what I got to do, it has shown me that I didn't need to be in some environments as much as I was. I was comfortable there and I enjoyed it. So I found myself participating more than I had to, or being present in those environments more than I had to, or more than what was necessary, actually. Um, and then, of course, you can't get away from the changes in the people. I touched this on the last video, um, and then another video I dropped that's dropping soon, called Wants and Needs. Y'all can check that out too. Wants versus needs. But you got to look at the change in the people around you. Sometimes, of course, that's one of the biggest indicators. You know, I said in the last video, not everybody's going to understand your vision. Not everybody is going to be able to go on a journey with you, and you're going to have to leave some people behind, whether it's you having to leave them behind to improve yourself, or them taking themselves out of the equation because they don't understand the vision, or they don't agree with the path that you're taking to reach your vision. And sometimes you'd be surprised at who it is. I mentioned all that last time. But in regards to this topic, like, watch for the changes. Watch how, you know, they change when you tell them you're not going out so much. Watch how the people around you change when, you switch your environments. Maybe you downgraded from this to that, or you went from that to that. And in your mind, you know what you're doing. But in their mind, they have a perception of you. They have a level. And through that perception they have of you, they set a standard for themselves that they expect you to adhere to, um, unbeknownst to you, really. And once you don't, once you don't, watch for the changes and change how they treat you. Do they hit you up as much? Maybe they was, FaceTiming and calling you, and now you might just get a text message. You know what I'm saying? Or, maybe they want to see you once, twice a week, three times a week, and now, you know, now they don't. You know what I'm saying? So you really just got to watch for the changes in people. Watch for the changes in your environments and how you feel about them. Watch for the changes in yourself, and watch for the changes in people, how people treat you. And then on the contrary, you may get people who begin to, maybe they wasn't rocking with you, you know what I mean, as much as they used to. Um, they begin to treat you a little differently, negative or positively. But like I was saying, it can happen on that inverse side too. Maybe certain people begin to treat you a little different, begin to notice you because they see that you're on your purpose. They see a shift in your demeanor. They see a shift in your attitude. They see a more focused person. So you may lose some familiar faces and some familiar places and things, but you also may gain some things that, like I said, may be more of a benefit to you later. And we tend to think we need, those people, places, and things for validation of what we're doing. And essentially, you find out that even though you wanted those things to validate you, you wanted that person to validate you, you don't necessarily need it. Um, and you're gonna have your ride or dies that's gonna rock with you, or they're gonna understand your isolation. They're gonna understand what you're trying to do. They're gonna support your vision. They're gonna leave you alone and let you get to it. They may tap in here and there just to be like, yo, you straight, you good, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? But then you are gonna get the people that change up, and sometimes it's people that you didn't think, whether you held them down, whether you was supportive, So it may be those moments where people change up based off the perception that they have of your journey. Um, like I said, I had somebody tell me they're not a ride or die. Somebody close, and you know, even though they understood the vision, they got the logic. You know, they were able to express that they're not a ride or die, and they felt as if some of the goals that were on the list of my journey were things that they already accomplished. So it was a drag down or a downgrade for them, to still be as associated. Um, and you know what? The things like that burn when you hear from people, especially you care about family, friends, loved ones, and it's like, oh well, I already did that, and you know, like that's this is moving backwards. This is this, and you're not always asking for people to agree with your journey, but if they love you and if they support you and if they really want to see you win, they may not agree with the method, but they're going to at least be around to see you through or support it or, not look down upon your approach unless your approach is just whacked. You know what I mean? But you do just have some folks that pay attention to more of the feel and the aesthetic than what the actual mission is. And you, while you're on your journey, and it's easier said than done, you can't necessarily let that affect you. Some people get thrown off by that, like, you know what, well, I quit, or I'm gonna go back and do it that way. Now, I could have took that approach, but then again, I had to think about my own logic and my own. I can go over here and do this, this way, X, Y, and Z this way, but it may not align with the goals that I have. So now I'm really just doing it to appease the aesthetic of someone else who don't share the journey. And then anybody who or anything or any person who makes your goals feel small, whether they accomplish them already or not, or they can disregard your path and say, yo, I'm not a ride or die. And you done been around for some of their moments or, some of they leveling up moments, you know, you really got to sit back and wonder, even though I want them around, even though I want that thing to be there, I want that person to be there, I want to be in that place, I may not need it. If my goals are too small for your mind based off of your perception, then I might need to take a step back from you, because at the end of the day, you can't go through your journey trying to accomplish your goals based on somebody else's methods. You got to do what work for you, and it could be them same people that you supported. You supported their methods, whether they was getting an extra job and they was working here or they was working there. You might have not agreed with it, but you was in support of them. You'll get your bag, level up, go back to school, do your shit. Oh yeah, purchase your house, get it. However you got to get it, you get it, you knock them down. And then you go through your moment of clarity and they can't reciprocate that same energy. And it's, I'm not a ride or die. When you done sat and helped with homework, when you done, probably look something up for them, when you done bust a favor or errand because they was tired or, whatever. And then, you tell them like, yo, look, I don't need you to do nothing, but I would love for you to be around for that encouragement, for that energy, reciprocation, the same way, I rode out for you and you was on your goals and you don't get that. That's what I'm saying. You just got to watch for the changes. As unfair it might seem, as unaccountable that they might take it, or unapologetic they are for it when it's your turn, you just have to sit back and notice it. And then however you handle it after that is how you handle it. But don't let it get you off your journey. Don't let it get you, undisciplined. Don't let it get you unfocused. You know what I mean? Because those who care don't matter, and those who matter don't care. So if, the people, places, and things are more apparently focused on the aesthetic and not in support of the true goal that it is, or they could sit there and turn their lips up to say, I'm not a ride or die, or the goals you got in mind, I've already done, so I don't want to be drugged down sitting there doing that or looking at that. I mean, they're kind of telling you what you mean to them and don't expect the accountability. It's just, this whole journey it's a lonely process. It's a lonely process, but it's fulfilling as you go through it. And the only sucky part is as you start knocking off plateaus and goals, and you turn around and you want people to be there, so you can be like, yo, I did this today. Oh, it was a great day. And, as you go up, the more you look around, the less people so the people that you started with ain't the people you're going to finish with. Or that person you want to be there is all of a sudden not in that corner no more. And all you want to do is celebrate. Shit, little do they know, their journey might have motivated you to get on your dean, but they're not around for your shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you just be steadfast. You can't be mad at them. You still love them, but you got to love them from over there. And now I get to see clearly what your real perception and what your real thought is. So I just wanted to say that, man. Self improvement vlog number two. You know what I'm saying? Watch for the change up. You know, they play baseball, they got the slider, the fastball, and they got the change up. Watch for the change up. Watch for the change up all around you. Watch for the change up in environment and watch for the change up in the people that you're rolling with. Watch for the change up in your